Good day. Today is Wednesday, December 21st. This is Steve Chamberlain, your interim superintendent. Today I'm coming to you from the Brick. I actually started this video, or preparation of this video, over at one of the conference rooms in the annex. And please know I still remain very humbled and privileged to be your interim superintendent. The opportunity to lead this district, even for a short time, is just a real honor and privilege. As I mentioned last week, we've had a couple of times I've heard a request by Ways and Means folks to understand why the building project is necessary, the elementary school project, and what will the impact be on achievement. There's an incredible amount of information by JFAC and 2 architects and a construction manager and slide decks, of the most impressive slide decks I've seen. But just to talk about it conceptually, big picture, a quick summary of, I've been doing this for 35 years. I've been a teacher during a facility project. I was a superintendent during a facility project. So just my take on, the reasons behind why this project is so necessary. So typically when you enter a building project, renovation project, for 2 reasons. Life safety, the life safety systems upgrade, and or space issues. So that's what attack you. If your issue is achievement, you don't go after a building project for achievement. You really go after a building project for life safety and space issues. Now, Clark Wilkins qualifies under both of those categories. The life safety, the HVAC, the heating, the ventilation, and the air circulation, those systems are reached end of life. They are not efficient. They are not stable. They are not well functioning. We're doing the best we can. Roger does a great job with his crew. But we know that those systems, the boiler systems, the HVAC system, the heat transfer systems, all that is ready to go. We know that. It's not a bad thing. It's just timing, and that's where it's at. Just like homes, those systems do wear it over time. The other piece is actually connected to this is safety. So part of life safety is the safety piece. Look, I have never been one devoting lots of time and resources to the hardening of our schools. However, we know at a minimum we need to control access of the school to visitors, to strangers, to people. Controlled access is an expectation now when you enter public buildings, when you enter schools. And we are working on, we got a grant to improve our controlled access at our 2 elementary schools. But with portables, we do not have appropriate controlled access. And not controlling access for our entire school population is too much of an inconsistency for me. It is time to eliminate the portable classrooms, at least on a controlled access piece at Amherst, New Hampshire. So it's our heating and ventilation system as well as our safety with controlled access to our students. It's just time. And it very much qualifies under that area. The next piece is space. There is not enough educational space in Wilkins School. We know that. There's a lot of reasons what happened. We have students that are learning in closets. We have the portable classrooms that are under life. We have intervention and support services, and very crowded, very distracting, not designed for intervention space. We are inches in population growth for having music on a cart, art on a cart. The library media space, though a devoted library media specialist doing the best she can, it's time for a developmentally appropriate and designed space to support the acquisition of literacy. We know that. It needs to be modernized. We know that, look, the pressures on space came from the implementation of best practice. We had, to expand full-day kindergarten. That's a best practice educational strategy that squeezed our space. Special education programs in-house, having our school students stay, that's a best practice strategy. And of course, there used to be more portables. The portables have been reduced. So there is pressure on space, collaborative space for teachers, intervention space, and of course, just the impact of all those programs on space. So it is life safety and it is space. But what is the impact? What are the reasonable expectations about the impact of a renovation project on achievement? Look, since the day I have arrived, even in my interview process, I have talked about research and evidence-based practices. We know more about what works in learning than ever before. So where does the renovation, come into an evidence and research-based practice? Well, if you're here, I'd look you in the eye. Great teaching, magnificent teaching in a new building or a building that needs renovation has similar outputs. It will increase student achievement, no question. But I can't look you in the eye and say that a renovated building does not have any impact on achievement. It has an extraordinary impact on culture and climate in very specific ways. Like, I talked about it briefly, but as far as implementation of curriculum, art on a cart, music on a cart, a school schedule that is based on when the gym is free at lunch, having space to collaborate for teachers, having space designed for low noise, low distraction intervention services, having a library designed to support literacy acquisition, all those I've mentioned, all will have a positive impact on achievement. They will. Also, and when we go a preschool through fifth grade in one building, we're going to have tremendous gain in efficiencies. All these efficiencies, the collaboration of administration, the seamless collaboration of teachers, the efficiencies will allow support for evidence of the expansion of research and evidence-based practices. Our administrators will be less focused on the barrier, the headwind that the facility provides, except it'll be a tailwind pushing us forward. So it will support curriculum. It will support more efficiency, and administration's more focused on being instructional leaders and management of a building. And there will be an increase in climate going into a building. There was a difference. When I started today's presentation, I was in a beautiful glassed-in conference room, and now at the annex on the campus of Sauhegan, and there isn't a space like that at all in our elementary schools. Just the respectful space to have a very important meeting in a conference room that is designed and respectful to the participants. Something like that will have an impact, on the overall culture climate of the building. So it is about life safety. It is about curriculum. It is about efficiencies, and it is about creating a respectful, effective workplace and learning place. But how are you going to measure this? One of the things I appreciate in the SAU 39 is the drive to always look at measurable outcomes. I get it, and I have more to learn in this area. But yes, a year after implementation of the building, when we have design spaces, when we have increased efficiency of our administrations, it is reasonable to expect that we will have increases in our state assessments data and WA data. Absolutely. Because I think we have the right people in the right place. I think the building provides a headwind, and the new building will be a tailwind. And I think it's that simple. I also think we are going to get a reduction of student and staff absences based to a highly effective, highly efficient, fully operational HVAC system. And we'll monitor this data. We have data now, and we will look at this data 1 year out in the renovation and see. But I think it passes the common sense test that once we provide increased air circulation, increase and more effective HVAC, the building will be healthier. I think we're going to see an increase in applications. I think it's the most competitive environment for teachers. And if you have a choice of working at a school that's been renovated, that is designed for learning, or one that is really a headwind in what we're trying to accomplish, I think we'll be more of attractive to some of the next generation teachers. And I look forward to that piece. And I think we can measure that. We have applications now. We can have applications post-renovation. I think we might see an increase in new students and building permits because build it and they will come. I don't know how impactful that is now, but I think for a long time, you built and do a renovation. It was attractive to families because it's a clear sign of continued investment in our schools and public education. So we will look at this. I'll have more discussions. Look, after the break, JFEC is sponsoring information sessions. Please take a look out and check out there. We're going to talk about, dig in deeper and about how the renovation impacts learning, how it can help school-town partnerships, how it life safety as well as access. I look forward to it and digging in and having conversations with people so everybody understands and has as much information as they can as they make a big, certainly big decision heading out into the spring. A couple other quick topics, and we'll continually remind you of these next ones. The late starts in February and March, we're going to convert those to early releases. So instead of starting school at 10-ish, we're going to let students out of school around noon, somewhere 11 o'clock for elementary, 12:15, 12:30-ish for a secondary. We're doing this to align. We're going to do some safety training, and we really felt that after taking a hard look at some safety and the impact on kids, we want plenty of time for teachers to process that in the afternoon versus if we did it in the morning, they'd be head into working with their students. So we'll put this out in writing, and you'll get it. But February and March, we're going to send the kids home, and we're going to work with our after-school partnerships, and we'll do everything we can to minimize this disruption on families. But for the topic on the professional development, we really believe this is the best way to do it. Another calendar piece, a draft of the 23-24 calendar is going to be on the website. A very drafty topic went to the SAU board last night. We've got to work through a few more things. When you develop a calendar, you have to work with each district and their association, so I'm in that process. But right now, if you're interested, school's slated to start after Labor Day. I think it's the 5th, so it'll be the Tuesday after that. The school vacations on it are pretty tight, pretty solid. We made sure they didn't align with our neighbors to the south. But we'll finalize that in early January. But for your planning purposes, when you see on the website, I think you can plan the big vacation and things like that a year out. We feel pretty good about that. Also, we pushed out the start time survey to kids, to families, teachers, and so we're going to push that out all the way through the beginning of January. Then we'll close it up and start analyzing the data for the SAU board and make a decision in February. Please participate in the survey. We had it going through Power School and School Messenger, but there also is going to be a link on this message as well to make it as easy as we can and reduce the friction as much as possible, because we really need a lot of participation on the survey. Hey, thank you so much for your support. I truly appreciate it. I hope you have a wonderful holiday week and spend some quality family time. And please take good care. And again, thanks.